welcome to LMU Community TV News. I'm Ashley Collingsworth, and today we are doing a special edition of LMU Community TV News, and I'm interviewing Dr. Dawson, and we're going to talk about the former spring 2017 semester. So, Dr. Dawson, let's go ahead and talk about the 2017 commencement.
It was a great event. As you know, we had Reverend Matthews here, and he was a tremendous speaker. He's very engaging, has a wonderful life story, and he was the kind of person that can bring the graduates in with him as he talks about what he thinks is important for the future. We had about 360 students march on that day, and it was just a grand occasion.
So this Saturday, we've got DCOM graduating. So let's talk about DCOM a little bit and about their expansion and what's been going on with them.
Currently, we admit 243 students every year to DCOM, which makes that school, all with the PA program and everything, about a school of 900 individuals. And so commencement is a large event. It's always exciting to see families come in and watch their son or daughter become a doctor right before their eyes. And I think it's great for this area because we are certainly serving the Appalachian region, providing family physicians for the area that so desperately needs that support.
Now we are embarking on 10 years at DCOM.
Right.
Let's discuss a little bit about how DCOM has affected this community as well as Lincoln Memorial University as a whole.
Well, I would have to say that the DCOM project from its initiation has been the transforming source for Lincoln Memorial University. There's no doubt we can trace all the changes that occurred back to the opening of the medical school class. There are a couple of things that are obvious. We have more students, they come from across the country. We have an expanded faculty and they come from all walks of life, and they certainly change the culture somewhat on our campus. Those are important, but I truly believe that we are serving our mission here through DCOM as much as we are through all of our other programs. And it is impressive when you think about the impact that that program has had on Lincoln Memorial University, but in addition to that, on this community because of the economic impact of nothing else. Yeah. You know, we see expansion in housing, the increase in restaurants and places for people to entertain themselves because of DCOM, now the veterinary school, and of course the other programs that have followed.
They just announced that there is a new nursing degree. Can you talk a little bit about that and what that's going to mean for LMU?
We are offering now a Doctor of Nurse Practitioner, and that program is a tremendous addition in our array of nursing programs. We now offer from an associate degree through a doctorate in nursing. And if you were at the commencement, you recognize that a large portion of our graduates were in some way involved in the nursing school. So yes, the DNP is an important program because it introduces a program totally online for LMU. Mm-hmm. And I think that's good. But in addition to that, it provides for individuals the opportunity to complete a sequence of degrees all at Lincoln Memorial University, and I think that's a good experience for those students who choose to learn with us from the associate degree all the way through.
Yeah, and also something that is starting to be talked about is our campus in Tampa.
How about that? You know, Tampa, Florida.
I know.
I think I've tried to suggest to the Board of Trustees that what we need is a yacht in Tampa Bay.
There you go.
And I could go down there and kind of take care of the program, but it doesn't work out. They approved everything else but the yacht, you know. So yes, we're going to have a nursing program in Tampa. It starts this fall in August. We have already enrolled some students.
Good.
And we think we'll have about 40 in the inaugural class, but that will expand on an annual basis. That's a result of a hospital group coming to us and saying, we cannot find nurses. Will you help us train nurses? And so we have partnered with the Adventist group in Florida, Hospital Corporation of Florida, to develop a nursing program that will focus on sending graduates to their hospital, but the graduates can go anywhere they choose, and certainly the program will expand because that's a tremendous center of population for Florida, that whole area of the state.
Well, something like that, what does that mean for LMU and the nursing program?
One of the problems we have at LMU is continuing to expand on campus. We can't provide enough housing and the kinds of facilities that we need to grow here. And so it offers the opportunity for LMU to grow without an investment of capital on the campus, and it gives to us a chance to develop other programs in the state of Florida.
Now we've got the new nursing degree that's added on. We're also adding in Tampa, and we're also constructing something here on campus, and I've been told that that's going to be with the veterinary school.
That's true.
That's true.
We are building a facility on campus for the veterinary medicine program.
Okay.
And it will be a building about the size of the medical school,
Okay.
DCOM. It has classrooms, laboratories, and of course research space for the future.
As the vet school continues to grow and we've got construction, how is that adding to Lincoln Memorial University? What does that mean for the school?
In the first place, it expands available space for classrooms, but it also provides a source of student population that is pretty well assured. You know, we have next year 125 new students coming in, and we selected those 125 from over 800 possible applicants. So there are individuals who are interested in being veterinarians who are happy to come to LMU to accomplish that.
When the creation of the veterinary school, it was accepted by the community, and how do you see that has affected this community?
Well, one of the things that is obvious when you look around the campus now is the presence of dogs. They're everywhere. You go to the Gap and they are walking in the streets. They have a dog park down there. But the message is, these are not just people who want to study. They care about animals and they have their own pets. And that has changed our whole approach to housing. We now have a couple of facilities that are pet friendly.
Okay.
And you can have animals in the residence halls. And I think there's no question, veterinarians are the ones who can take care of their animals, know how to do that. And so it was a good transition for us.
This past weekend, we had another graduation with Duncan School of Law. We had yet another group graduate. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Duncan School of Law graduated 17 students on Saturday. What's important about our School of Law is it has now received provisional accreditation, and the school is beginning to grow again. We will admit probably more than 90 first-year students for the coming fall, which will bring the enrollment up to a very respectable size. We are scheduled to have the accrediting body from the ABA in next fall to give final approval for unconditional accreditation. And the law school has created a real presence for us in Knoxville. We had a couple of weeks ago Doris Kearns Goodwin come in and do a lecture for us as a fundraiser for the law school, and that was most successful. The result of that will be in front of the Duncan School of Law on Summit Hill Drive there in Knoxville. We'll have a larger-than-life statue of Abraham Lincoln, the lawyer, and we've already commissioned that work, and it should be finished, and it will have a real presence for us in Knoxville that we think is very important.
What does all of this mean for Lincoln Memorial University, knowing that we now have a presence in Knoxville? We've got this law school that is growing by leaps and bounds. So what does that mean for LMU as a whole?
Well, there's no doubt that we will expand our presence in Knoxville. In fact, we just acquired a piece of property on Pellissippi Parkway that will be important for our expansion. It's a wonderful facility. It looks like a college as you drive up to it, and it's just perfect for us. So we will expand there. We will continue to grow our education program and our business program, hopefully add some medical programs there. And the reality for us is that's a population center in this region, so we might as well take advantage of that and be there, and our presence will be well known.
Okay, so that is going to be connected. We've got the Cedar Bluff property,
Right.
and as I understand, we have overflowed Cedar Bluff.
Yeah,
So,
therein lies the problem.
yeah.
We
so
can't
now,
accommodate everything we are trying to
Right.
accommodate at Cedar Bluff.
So the new property is also going to accommodate Cedar Bluff and also other academic programs that LMU offers in Knoxville.
Right, and there are many options that we're considering, but one of them is at Cedar Bluff to leave the nursing program there because
Right.
we have the labs and everything you need there, and move education and business out to Pellissippi Parkway. We're talking about adding physical therapy and occupational therapy, which would probably be housed there, as well as some expanded undergraduate programs.
Right.
So,
Are there any other academic programs that are coming within the Duncan School of Law or even the Pellissippi School that are in talks right now?
well, for us, because we're expanding the enrollment at the law school, we need the space currently occupied by the School of Business, so they'll move out and that will allow the law school to grow. We have a commitment that we cannot add new programs at the law school until we're fully accredited, and so we have to wait until that happens, and then we'll look at some additional programs at the law school. The School of Business has some additional programs they're considering, and we will move all the business programs out to Pellissippi Parkway and probably add a couple of more opportunities there. The MBA is growing, but we also now offer a Doctor of Business Administration. That will be in the Pellissippi site.
Okay.
And we have offered a degree in business analytics, very important new program. That will grow, and again, that will be in that site.
So we're going to switch from academics now, and we're going to talk about sports a little bit.
Okay.
Let's talk about this basketball season. We had yet another wonderful basketball season. So let's talk about the men's basketball and also women's basketball.
Isn't it amazing? Now we can talk about women's basketball
Exactly.
in the same breath as we talk about
Yes.
championship programs.
And is it not wonderful?
It is. It's great. So our men's basketball program, again, went to the Final Four. They had a tremendous season, and we're proud of what they accomplished. They had a couple of unfortunate circumstances occur with injuries in the season,
did.
but we still made it to the Final Four again. At the same time, our women's team become champions in the South Atlantic Conference and move on to NCAA competition, postseason competition. They ended up in Columbus, Georgia, in the Elite Eight, and that was a wonderful thing for them. And we say to everyone when we talk about athletics, it's great to have showcase programs like that.
Right.
But the reality is, this year, we had 5 championship programs on the campus competing for our conference championships. So it's a pretty well-rounded program.
Yeah.
We continue to do well. Our baseball team won the conference, and that
They
was
did.
super. Volleyball, again, did very well. The new programs, men's and women's lacrosse, and of course the facilities now for athletics down
Yes.
in the Valley of Sports is just a lovely area, and coming to completion here very soon.
So that was one of the things I wanted to talk about. The addition of lacrosse and men's volleyball and bowling. What have those additions to our sports meant to academics here at LMU?
Well, the interesting thing about those sports is they bring in students who are academically very well qualified. So not only do we add bowling and men's volleyball along with lacrosse, we add students who are excellent in the classroom as well as competitors. And who would have thought that bowling would be a big sport for us? But it turns out that it is a great sport. Both men's and women's bowling are super for our institution. And that brings our total offerings in sports to 21,
Yeah.
which is a nice array of opportunities for students. Two things that happen in this process of expanding in athletics. We become more visible because we're playing in many areas that we've never participated before. So our name appears in those areas. That's healthy for us. But what we found is that student athletes compete in the classroom as well as on the field or on the court. And so we have tremendous competition on their part. Our women's tennis team and our men's tennis team have grade point averages that are just unbelievable.
Yeah.
And it's that kind of thing that helps drive other people to compete in the classroom, which we think is very healthy.
So you spoke a little bit about the construction on the Valley of Sports. Let's talk a little bit about that and what we've got accomplished and what they're hoping to accomplish over the next few months.
Okay, we have now a new baseball field and softball field, artificial turf, lighted. It's just a great facility. We have the lacrosse field in the park now completed. We have a 6-court indoor facility for tennis. Of course, introducing you to the Valley of Sports comes through our golf driving range and practice facility. We have some other practice facilities for soccer as well as lacrosse down there. The one thing that I think has become evident is that we're serious about providing the kinds of facilities that our student athletes deserve.
Right.
And certainly you look down there and you see beautiful facilities that say we care about student athletes and we want them to have a healthy, competitive environment. As we move baseball and softball from their current locations on campus, we will transform that area into what we will call Alumni Park. So it'll be a nice green space right in the heart of campus.
Okay.
And alumni can take great pride in what will be accomplished there. We have, as you know, a lovely competitive tennis facility on campus. That's where matches will be held. And our indoor facility will be, for the most part, practice.
Right.
Because we have part of the season that's just not possible to get outside. But we also want to make those facilities available to the community. And so we'll open those up so that folks can use our baseball field, our softball field, our indoor tennis facilities, and some of the other practice facilities. And we think that's good for LMU, but it's also good for this region.
Along with Alumni Park, exactly how is that construction going to be going on campus, and how long do you expect it to be happening?
Well, you know, once the constructed facilities for the baseball field and the softball field are moved, it's just a matter of moving some dirt and leveling out the space. So I think that'll go fairly quickly.
Are there any other sports going to be added to the Valley of Sports? I know we've got baseball, softball, tennis, lacrosse is down there.
Probably ultimately soccer, the field for
will
soccer
be there.
will move down there at some point.
Okay.
That's in the future. But other than that, we will create in that area a 3-court facility that will be practice facility for basketball, an area for volleyball, and an area for intramurals.
It's very impressive.
Yeah,
it's
it is.
very impressive. Now, we have also, in this last semester, completed construction on the bell tower.
Yes.
Yes. So let's talk about that.
That is a grand addition to the quad.
It is.
And it just screams academic campus.
It does.
Many of the campuses around the country have a bell tower. And this is one that I think is a lovely addition to the campus. As soon as we get that all sodded and it's all finished, it will look great. And it's a great addition to the campus and a wonderful memorial to Jim Witt.
It is. Beyond the construction of the new veterinary school or the veterinary building here on campus, is there any other construction that...
Well, the major one that's underway as we speak is the complete renovation of that grand old facility, Grant Lee.
Oh, there you go.
And all of that will become all administrative offices.
Okay.
And for those people who have not had the good fortune to look at the building yet, when we have the grand opening, it will be impressive. It's a complete renovation from basement to roof, and it's just a great, great facility.
Okay, so we have now completed everything on the semester, and I'm folding my paper because now I'm going to kind of touch on a personal basis.
All right.
You are retiring.
I am retiring, yes.
You are retiring. So talk about your vision of your retirement.
Well, I have a commitment to the institution. They were most gracious and granted me the status of President Emeritus. And I will continue to be involved in some of the things that started and we need to finish. Certainly, number one on my priority list is continue the process of working with the Division I transformation of the institution. I want to see that through. I will continue to work with alumni, and I have some friends I've developed for development that I want to stay in touch with. So I have some of those kinds of assignments that will be important for me to complete over the next 6 months or so.
6 months.
And then I want to stay in touch with the institution because I care about it.
Right.
It's interesting. I came here as a one-year assignment as an interim, and I've been here 8 years now.
Yeah.
And over that 8-year period, you develop a tremendous relationship with the institution, a respect for the mission of the place, and it's one of those institutions that just kind of grabs you and holds you. So
Yeah.
I want to stay involved, but beyond that, I want to enjoy retirement.
Right.
And according to my wife, it's time for the two of us to spend a little time enjoying life together. So we'll do that in Florida.
Beyond retirement, with LMU, what do you hope to see accomplished after your retirement within those months that you're still working with us?
Well, number one priority is to see that we move to Division I status, and that's underway.
Okay.
We're in discussion with another Division I conference talking
Okay.
about opportunities there. So I'd like to see that happen. I certainly would like to see the growth and expansion of the facility on Pellissippi Parkway. And there's no question we'll grow in Tampa, and I want to watch that happen. More importantly, I think, I want Lincoln Memorial University to continue to enhance its reputation as it deserves.
Yeah.
Like so many institutions, we're a place that probably lags behind in our reputation what the reality is here, and I want to see that be realized. I would love to be a part of the first graduation of veterinary medicine students. I want to continue to be involved with the law school because that was a major project for me. So the ABA site team will be here in October, I think, and I want to be around when that site team is here. So some things like that will continue to be important, but in terms of what I envision for the future of Lincoln Memorial University, I envision its continued growth. I think we'll be an institution that reaches 5,000 very quickly, and then move from that to 6,000 with the expansion of programs in some of these off-campus sites. So when we reach 6,000, I think it'll be a division of about 2,000 undergraduate students and 4,000 graduate and professional students. And we will continue to have programs that are fully accredited and continue to attract outstanding faculty. The thing that has really occurred over the last 10 years or so is an enhancement of the faculty here. And that's partly because we've added these professional programs, and you just create a different standard for the campus when you do that.
So this is not even university involved. How do you plan on spending your free time as a retired person?
Karen and I are fortunate. We have a home in Panama City Beach, Florida. We live on a golf course, and I'm a terrible golfer, but that doesn't slow me down. I continue to play, and The guys I play with say as long as I don't slow them down, we're
There you
okay. So yeah, I'll continue to play golf and enjoy being where I'm surrounded by water.
Yeah.
So we'll spend some time on the water as well. The other ambition for me in retirement is to learn to relax a little bit. That's not something I'm good at. I've been told that that'll be a challenge for me, but I think I can do it.
Yeah.
The area is lovely, and we'll enjoy kind of seeing a little more of the area. People have asked, do you plan to travel? And the answer is no, I don't. I've traveled so much with my current assignment that I have no desire to travel a lot, although we'll probably take a couple of vacations.
Yeah.
In addition to our home in Florida, we have family in Indiana, and of course we'll want to spend time with them.
Right.
So we'll travel up to Indiana, and what's fortunate is Harrogate, Tennessee is kind of halfway between
There you go.
Indiana and Florida, so we'll probably stop through here on the way. There are just untold opportunities, I think, in retirement. Yeah. But the most important for me and for Karen and for our family is just to stay in touch with the family.
Yeah.
Do things that will be fun, and make sure that our grandkids are appropriately spoiled.
Oh, right.
And no grandparent should ever feel that they've accomplished that task.
Dr. Clayton Hess is going to be taking over as president. How has that transition been for you as president, currently trying to pass over that torch, so to say, to Dr. Hess?
You know, it's been great. Dr. Hess and I have worked together since I arrived here, and actually I knew Dr. Hess before I arrived here through his work with accrediting bodies. So it's been a tremendous opportunity for me just to feel confident about what's going to happen and to work with him in the transition period, and we've fortunately had time to do that. So I think the transition will be very smooth. He'll move into the office on July the 1st. I've told him that I will vacate the office, and it's all his, July the 1st. And that's a challenge. I think it's very important that the outgoing president distance him or herself from the office for a while to let the new president come in and establish, in this case, his administration, and that's going to happen. And I think Clayton is going to be a tremendous president for Lincoln Memorial University.
My final question: what kind of legacy do you hope to leave behind at LMU, and how do you want to be remembered as president here at the university?
Well, the legacy that I think I will leave behind is one of change. We certainly have changed during my administration. It's been dramatic, and it's been a challenge to manage, but I think we've done that, and I think it's been a success for the most part. So the legacy will be the era of change for LMU. And how do I want to be remembered? I want to be remembered as a person who cared about every individual who's part of this academic community. It's one thing to say you're a president who cares about the faculty, and it's another to say you're a president who cares about students. But I think if you're going to be remembered, you want to be remembered by everyone who's touched by this institution as someone who cared about them, who cared about what their goals were. And it's easy for me in this stage of my career to look back and say there are things I would have preferred to go one way or the other. But for the most part, I am very comfortable saying that I've enjoyed every opportunity I've had to interact with people in this academic community. Great group of people. It's a wonderful institution with a great mission.